What's up, everybody? It's good to see you again. My name is Steve, and I'm with I Live Plants, and I am here to present to you another Top Philodendron of the Week video. This is probably the third installment of my series, my Top Philodendrons of the Week, and I have in my hands right now one of my pride and joys, my Philodendron Gloriosum, whose name is Hymns. I also have my Philodendron Summer Glory named Plush right next to me. And to my left, your right, my Philodendron McColley, Kevin McAllister. You know, I like to have fun with these names. Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister, you know what I mean. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for signing on, for subscribing, for liking. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed or liked, please do so right now. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. I like to have fun while I talk about my plants here. This is my third installment of my top philodendrons. So I can only imagine, I planned on doing like maybe 4 installments, but the way I collect plants, it might end up being 5 or 6. Every month, there's another plant in here. So again, like and subscribe, you guys. My name is Steve. I lift plants. I like to have fun with this. All right. I'll talk to you in a second. So let me move Hymns on over and center Kevin McAllister over here. And Kevin is my McColley. Get it? Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister. Did you get that? Did you pick up on that? Anyway, this is my McColley's finale, and I think this one's on the struggle bus, and I'm gonna just keep it real with you. My new growth is not like these leaves here. And believe it or not, my old leaves are bigger than the new ones. And I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of humidity that I'm giving it. When my new leaves start to unfurl, they dry out. And it's a problem, okay? It's not receiving the amount of humidity that it needs. I believe that this plant needs about 60, 70, maybe even close to 75% humidity, and it's just not getting it where it is. It actually is directly under a grow light, and I don't think that that's the issue. I just think that it's just not humid enough for it. I water this plant probably every 7 to 10 days. This guy likes to get a little bit more drier than the other philodendrons that I have. Or maybe not, maybe that's the issue. But even when I have increased the watering, it was no difference. So what I've read is that the McColley's finale just does not like to be extremely moist. I've even read articles where it likes to be somewhat more on the drier side, so between 2 to 3 inches from the topsoil should be dry. Maybe that's it. I mean, I've been doing that as well, but we'll see how this plant responds with that. I also think that this plant is kind of root bound, and I say that because it is a big plant. It's probably in about a looks like to be a 6-inch pot. I think it's a little bit smaller than that, but it might be time for me to repot this bad boy right here. And this is a climber, so as you can see, I have it climbing up a stick. That's going to be when I repot it, change to a trellis. I'm going to put some moss in it and see if it can attach its aerial roots to the trellis and see if that does anything to it. In any event, it's still a beautiful plant. The leaves are stunning to me. And again, this is another philodendron that requires pretty much no leaf shine because it has just a natural gloss effect to the leaves. And again, this is Kevin McAllister. I can hear his mom yelling his name now, Kevin! You know, but that's it on McColley's finale. My Gloriosum is another favorite plant of mine. This is my newest philodendron here. I picked this up, I want to say about maybe 6 months ago, maybe 5, 6 months ago, believe it or not, from Nichols and Hardy. And I actually only got one leaf since then, one leaf in 6 months. And I have a new leaf that's trying to come up right here. So I know that I'm doing something right. So I'm keeping this Gloriosum closer to the humidifier and also to the grow light. I'm noticing that I'm getting the reward of bigger leaves. Okay, I can't wait to see what this one is going to look like when it starts to grow and unfurl. I'm hoping for my biggest leaf yet. But what I'm considering doing with this Gloriosum is putting it in a cabinet. So once I get my IKEA cabinet, that's coming. I'm just trying to be real smart with my money right now. But once I get this cabinet, I think I'm going to put the Gloriosum in the cabinet only because I want it to enjoy a little bit more humidity. I'm actually going to put it in a more elongated pot because, believe it or not, this is a crawler here. Okay, so you know how my McColley finale looks like it's growing up, it's climbing up that stick. This Gloriosum is going to crawl along the ground. So the roots and stems are actually going to crawl horizontally. So I'm going to need a longer pot eventually, not something that's more upright or anything like that. Like it's not a what do they call a self-heading philodendron. This is a crawling philodendron. I'm going to put it in the longer pot. But I have seen so many beautiful leaves on this Gloriosum that are probably about 18 inches, if not 20 inches in length. And I'm really trying to get my Gloriosum to replicate that. The conditions have to be right. So what I do know is that I definitely need this plant to get a little bit more humidity, and I also need this plant to get a little bit more light. It is underneath a grow light now, and it is by a humidifier. By the way, I broke my humidifier, my really good one, which I'm so pissed off at. So I'm kind of using my budget humidifier that really isn't the best, but is serving its purpose now until I'm able to invest in a new humidifier. But that's where this Gloriosum is going to go. But as you can see, again, with philodendrons, to me, philodendrons have some of the best looking leaves. This philodendron has a heart-shaped leaf, the Gloriosum does, and it's just beautiful. It's nice and soft to the touch as well as, you know, with the Gloriosum, especially when the Gloriosum first unfurls. It's really soft. It starts to harden up a little bit, but initially, very soft leaves. But yeah, that's my Gloriosum. It's just amazing. Like I said, it's a crawler. I don't water this guy too often, maybe about every 10 days or so. And this is in the summer right now because I just cannot risk the plant getting root rot. It's very susceptible to that. It doesn't like wet feet. So, you know, with the bottom of the plant, you want to make sure that your pots are well draining. And yeah, you just want to take really good care of it. What I'm trying to do with all these guys here. But this is Hims, and I got them, like I said, about maybe 6 months ago from Nichols and Hardy. Really good investment. Not as expensive as I thought it was going to be, and I just can't wait to see what it does. I'm thirsty for those giant leaves, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a status update on it in the next few months and let you see how it's doing. But that's Hims for you. Lastly, let's spotlight the Summer Glory because you see my cranberry juice. All right, so the Summer Glory, right? This is Plush, and Plush is a hybrid of Kevin McCallister and Hims. It's a hybrid of the McColley and of the Gloriosum, and you put those two together and you get yourself a Summer Glory. Now, my Summer Glory, to me, is a slow grower, and I think I said this before. I've grown 2 new leaves, and you know, They grow slow. They're not as big as I would like. I'm expecting so much from this plant only because when I go to nurseries across Dallas, these summer glories look amazing. They look stunning. And I want mine to look like that. I want mine to have those big, velvety leaves that just look like you want to eat them, right? Like, I don't want to eat any other kind of leaf. I don't even want to eat collard greens or any. No, I don't. This leaf, I could just eat it up because it's just so pretty. In terms of watering with this one again, likes moist soil, but not to the point where you're soaking it, right? It's not to the point where it's soggy. So this is another plant where again you take the measuring stick or the water meter or the chopped stick or the or your finger, stick it in the soil, see if your soil is about 1 to 2 inches dry from the top, give it a nice little soak in. But again, don't allow any of these plants, any of these philodendrons, they do not like to sit in water. They don't like it. Okay. You can get the roots to start rotting, and it is not a pretty sight when you see the black, roots at the bottom that you have to snip away in order to save your plant. It's not worth it. I would rather underwater these plants than overwater them. They'll definitely let you know if you're underwatering them by browning at the tips. My Summer Glory plush has let me know that. And in fact, you can see right here, I actually had to cut one of the leaves back because he got a little dry, y'all. But he's recovering. He's very forgiving, and he's back in business. As a matter of fact, I just turned that leaf to the back. We don't want anybody to see that. I actually do a really, really good job taking care of these babies. So this is what you get to see from the front. Okay. But this is my top 3 philodendrons for the week: my Gloriosum, my Summer Glory, and my McColley's Finale. I love these guys. I love philodendrons. That's just what it is. I'm always going to get a philodendron, maybe work my way into the variegated world of philodendrons if they weren't but so much money, right? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, my top 3 philodendrons of the week. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, do all the things that's needed to help me out, because I just want to give you content. Okay, so I think that's kind of like helping you out, right? So, help me out. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and be on the lookout for some more stuff. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Later.